212 Poetic Adages of Imam Ali, peace be upon him. We're not always going to catch that things are poetry in translation, but here we go. 1. People are equal in shapes. Their father is Adam, and their mother is Eve. 2. Verily, the mothers of people are containers, kept away, and for lineages there are fathers. 3. And if they have in their origin some honor that makes them proud, then mud and water. I'm not exactly sure what's being translated, because first the mud and water thing, you don't know whether that's good or not. And in Islam, pride is something that's never acceptable for creations. And you can be pleased with the situation you were born into. 4. Virtue is verily for people of wisdom, for they are guided and guiders for anyone asking. 5. And the value of a person is what he does best, and the ignorant ones for the wise are enemies. 6. Thus stand up with the wisdom and do not ask for a change, for people are dead and wise men are alive. 7. And may there be a brother that I did his right, but no loyalty lasts for him. Perhaps it's, and there may be a brother that I did his right, but the loyalty doesn't maintain itself. While you should do right for its own sake, and not worthy about whether others are going to do what they're supposed to do. 8. Every affection shall be clear for Allah's sake, but wickedness is not clear with brotherhood. 9. And every injury has a medicine, and the bad manner has no medicine. 10. And luxury is not lasting forever, and so the poverty shall not. 11. If I denied a promise from a loved one, that in myself lies generosity and shyness. That sounds a bit strange, its word order. Maybe it's lying against one's own generosity and shyness. 12. And the smart, wise kid is he who, when life becomes treacherous, he is not sorry for it. 13. If destiny decided a matter upon you, then nothing shall solve it except of destiny itself. 14. Take a little for everything from this life has an end. 15. Be aware of this life, for its field is a place of ending and not settling. 16. And living is not done by wishing, but drop your bucket with the buckets. 17. Who died and rested is not dead, but the dead is the dead amongst the living. 18. And how many are those who run after wealth, but did not get it, and others did not run, but got wealthy? 19. Your life is counted breaths every time. A breath goes away, a part of you is taken. That doesn't mean you can just slow your breath because, oh, well, you have a certain number of breaths, so if I breathe slower, I'll live longer. You know, there's people who think that. Religiously, people think that. Of course, that's not real religion, but anyway, that aspect of it is not real religion. But anyway, 20, by your life, a human is measured only by his religion. So do not leave piety depending on ancestry. And same thing with possessions too. People are like, "Oh, this is unlucky in our family," or it's not. 21. For Islam raised Solomon of Persia, and paganism. Well, Islam doesn't criticize paganism. Probably they mean polytheism. Put down the master Abu Lahab. Yeah, he was a mushrikeen, because I don't know if any of the primary sources mention paganism per se. Land plots of people who worked them, perhaps, but anyways. Solomon is a companion of the Prophet Muhammad, and he was from Persia. They say his real name was something else other than Solomon, and the Prophet himself named him Solomon. Some people had inappropriate names that needed to be changed. And the Prophet himself said about him, Solomon is one of us, folk of the house, meaning he is considered to be a member of the Holy Family of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Although he was a stranger, he was originally raised in a Zoroastrian community, which aren't fire worshippers. Anybody who claims that doesn't know what they're talking about. And converted to Christianity until the rise of Islam, when he became a Muslim and a companion for the Prophet Muhammad. Abu Lahab is the Prophet's own uncle who opposed his nephew and harmed him in the beginning of Islam. Now, I don't think even the narrations that were hundreds of years later put in this thing where, they were Nasar, but he knew there was something greater than, the Christian path. Put down the master Abu Lahab. Well, he died in his state of disbelief. So right belief raises somebody, bad belief lowers someone. 22. I taught myself the manners, and did not find for it, except of fearing God, to be the lesson. 23. If it is made of silver, your speech, O soul, then silence is verily made of gold. 24. And all the troubles, when they arrive, then link to them a close by relief. Or there's linked to them a close by relief. 25. If this life was generous to you, then be generous with it over the people, for it flips over and over. 26. Cover your brother over his flaws, and veil and cover his sins. 27. And be patient for the injustice of the silly, and for the time at its matters. 28. But the fortunates are a luck and a destiny, by the favor of a king, and not by a trick of a seeker. 29. Beauty is not by garments that ornament us, but beauty is the beauty of mind and manners. 30. The orphan is not whose father is dead. Orphan is verily who is orphan of wisdom and manners. 31. And do not seek a living by humiliation, and avoid yourself from seeking the low. 32. The flaws of a man are covered by his growing money, believed in what he says while he was lying. 33. And puts down the mind of the wise because of lack of money. People make him stupid while he is a smart one. 34. And patience in the adversities is hard, but harder is to miss the rewards. 35. And everything is sought after is nearby, and death is closer than everything. 36. Wear the cloak of patience at the time of adversities, and you shall gain from patience the good endings. 37. And be a friend for kindness, and every scene for kindness is the best companion and friend. 38. And be a saver for the covenant of the friend and a protector, and you shall taste from the complete protection and the clearest drinks. 39. And be grateful to Allah for every favor, and he shall reward you for it with many gifts. 40. And be a seeker for the fortune from the doors of halal, the lawful. Thus, fortune will be multiplied for you from all the sides. 41. And save your face's water, dignity, and do not give it, and do not ask the low ones for a favor. 42. And be hospitable for the friend whenever he comes to you, for with true affection that is required from you. 43. O son, fortune is taken care of, thus you must seek the beautiful. 44. Do not let the money be your own gang, and the protection of your God make it as a gang. 45. The Lord took care of giving every living, and money is borrowed from that comes and goes. 46. Fortune is faster than the looking of an observer for a road to a human when he is crossing. 47. And lower your wings for the friend, and be for him as a father who bends down to his children. 48. And the guest, be hospitable for him as much as you can until he seems like an heir with some connection. 49. And let your friend be who, when you be a friend of him, he keeps the friendship and protects for you. 50. And save your friend in all situations, and go along with someone who does not lie. 51. And desert the liar and his closeness and his sides, for a liar shall make dirty who goes with him. 52. Thus, for the obedience of a law, hold on and win. Verily the pious is the beautiful and the respected. 53. And work for his obedience, and you shall gain his satisfaction. For the obedience to his God shall be a close one. Well, everyone's God is the same God, so the translation can sound a little bit odd with that one. But 54. And be satisfied, for satisfaction bears relaxation. And being despaired of what was missed, that is what is required. 55. And if you saw the friend with flattery, then he is the enemy, and his right is to be avoided. 56. There's no good there in the affection of a flatterer with sweet tongue and a fire in the heart. 57. Verily the wealth of men is dignified, and you see what he has is sought after, and he is feared. 58. And poverty is bad for men, for it can lower down the courageous, the smartest, and the noblest. 59. And lower down your wing for all the relatives with humility, and allow them if they have mistaken. 60. And let go of the liar, and do not let him be your friend, for a liar is the worst of friends to be. 61. And let go of the envious, even if he was clear for you. Get him away from your sight, and not begotten. 62. And weigh the talk, if ye spoke, and do not be blabbering. In every gathering you would speak. 63. And save your tongue, be aware of what it says, for a person might be safe and endangered by it. 64. And the secret ye shall keep and never say, for it is the prisoner with you, if not taken away. 65. Do not be a miser, for misery does not add up to the fortune, but tires the miser and troubles him. 66. Keep the trust and avoid the treachery, and be just and do not wrong, thus you gained the sweetness. 67. And be aware from the wronged one for a direct arrow, and know that his prayer has no veil to Allah. 68. O builder of your high palace, make it low, for you will be living in the ruined grave. 69. Life is but a field. Life has no stability. 70. Life is but like a house woven by the spider. 71. Thus death is true and dying is but a sip that comes to you, so start up the charity. 72. Passion is a blessing and patience is happiness. Thus be patient in a matter and success is yours. 73. The friend of my enemy enters my enmity, and I am for whom befriended the friend a friend. 74. And do not delay doing the good for tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will come and you are missing. 75. The preacher does not fix the heart of someone who Allah did not decide to guide. Now, people have to let in the guidance. There's a lot of prophetic sayings that are rendered like, no, God is guiding. They're not taking in the guidance is the literal reference. Or there's not more guidance because of the guidance that they haven't accepted already. 76. And the happiness does not last for people, and the bad luck is erased by nights of the good luck. 77. If the kid went up to the high places, then the least important to be missed is the sweet sleep. 78. The thoughts of men are about many things, and my thought in this life is to get a helping friend. 79. For death in us there are correct arrows. If one today was missed by an arrow, he shall not tomorrow. 80. Be sure to be good to both your parents, and goodness to the close ones and the far. 81. And by Allah, take the refuge, and do not seek someone else, and do not be neglectful to his favors. 82. And compete in giving money to gain the highness by a determination of a good-mannered and glorified one. 83. Your hope in this life for long, and you do not know if night comes. Would you live until dawn? Okay. You hope for a long life, and you don't know if when night comes, you would live till dawn. 84. For how many are there of healthy ones died for no sickness, and how many are there of sick ones that lived from time to time? 85. And how many are there of kids that by night and morning he is safe, and his coffins are woven, but he does not know? 86. O seeker of happiness in life, without disturbance, you asked for non-existence, thus despair from winning. The one in the pursuit of happiness in life without disturbance is something you ask for that doesn't exist. So despair from winning. 87. In cowardice lies shame, and in courage lies honor, and who escapes shall not be safe from destiny. 88. The pleasure disappears from who got his lust by the haram, impermissible, and remains the sin and shame. 89. The life for its seeker is but tiredness, and he does not know. 90. And when it comes, it makes him busy from his faith, or when it goes away, it makes him busy with poverty. 91. I found out, and days bear an experience, for patience there is an ending that is good, and a consequence. 92. There are few who work on their requests, and took the patience along them. Certainly, they are winners. 93. There is a habit for me in every day. When it is bad, then patience should be had, and when it is good, then giving thanks. 95. Be patient a little, for after the hardness comes easiness. And every matter has a timing and a planning. 95. And for the dominant, in our cases, he has a view, and above our planning, for a law there is a planning. 96. Knowing a law is the sum of giving thanks, and being ignorant to a law that is the son of infidelity. 97. If someone did not live with wisdom, they're dead, and until the time of resurrection, have no resurrection. 98. Induce your sons to learn the manners when young, so that your eyes would be happy with them when you are old. 99. And the likes of summation of manners at the young age is like engraving on stones. And there's the talk of the life in the grave. And it really is no life at all if you've had bad enough of a life as far as your choices of thoughts, words, and deeds.